Okay. Hello, folks. I ended up getting tied up with some client work today, but I figured I'd at least do a short stream on one of the open source things that I can do. I got a message. Where is it? This is a PR. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do here, I believe. Check out. No. I forgot to switch the stream view. Hey, Convert. Nope, not yet. I might watch it on stream tomorrow. We'll see. I will watch it though. That would be awesome if you did. I know that they're using it in their latest, their comma stuff. I mean, he's making vastly more money than I'm making with this stuff. Can very easily sponsor, like, a few $100 makes a big difference to Ray. Artillery arms are pointed at 3-0. That's okay. That's kind of my fault for, not setting the policy. I think it's starting Puffer 4. It will be bug fixes only to the current major. And I'm gonna have to, like, handle everything merging from both versions. What? Powered by AI. Great. It doesn't show me my own sub thing. But we did announce, I probably shouldn't have done this on a day where I have a bunch of posts, so I will, like, I'll make this announcement at a better time, but I did launch this today. Okay, cool. Go check this PR. This is fine. fine. And then he loosened this. Let me think. I fucking merge this and we'll figure it out. Fuck is this? Eh. It's funny. Calls it NIMBY. I like blind. That's so funny. Oops. Hey, eccentric. Nah, I was doing some client stuff. Any? 4 days ago. I don't know what the heck this was. Oh. I see. See if this works. So sleepy. Day. Tons of stuff on X. And to watch the thing. Cool. So we got some stuff PR'd. Man, I love shit code that never fucking works. God damn. What is this? Oh my god, how did they have it this slow? No, dude. What the fuck, man? Was in the right place? Because you're an idiot is why. How many times have you talked to him in person? Guy's like one of the most, like, clear-cut, no-nonsense, like, pure technically minded guys I've ever met. Wasn't just in the right place at the right time. He made it the right place at the right time, dude. You should have seen OpenAI in, like, 2019. I swear I went from there to MIT, and I was like, what the fuck are all of these chuckle fucks doing? This, like, looks like an entire place of morons after being at OpenAI. Not the same place anymore, mind you. There's no way to keep that talent density, I don't believe, and scale 10x. But, like, I mean, that's the time they were doing Dota. That's the time when it was GPT originally. That was the time they were doing, like, Rubik's Cube stuff with the robotics. I mean, there was, like, truly revolutionary stuff there, man. Anelia was leading it. Not, like, leading it in a bullshit manager sense, either. I haven't listened to the podcast yet. I'll probably watch it on stream tomorrow. I'm curious as to what happened. Because actually, like, I read some of the stuff from him lately, and it's like, I wasn't entirely surprised. He was like, yeah, I kind of just expected the company to not really care if Altman got ousted, and everybody goes, oh, that's crazy. Like, not really. I mean, I'd take Ilya over Altman any day from back then. Easiest decision of my life. He has all the computing needs. I do hope he publishes. You know, I really didn't get much of the safety stuff from him back at the time. So I don't know what the whole thing is with that or what his particular plan is. I mean, the read I have is he basically just wants to be left the fuck alone to do research and like see if he comes up with something crazy. Cause like the whole let's everybody race to scale shit is boring. And it's good that you have people taking counter bets. What I'm doing is in some way taking a counter bet right to that. I go train. I posted earlier today. I train way more data. I use like way more data than all these language models do on one server with the models that I run. Like a fundamentally different scaling direction, which is exciting. I got the guy who wrote this package replying to some messages. Safety is getting AI to value sentience. I have to listen. I'm not going to comment on it until I have the whole thing. The thing that nobody ever damn well explains about the AI safety thing. Actually, the only person who's ever given me a reasonable answer, which is like an inverse answer, was Keller. I basically asked him. He's the Muon guy, and I happened to meet him in SF. So I said, "Hey, you know what the?" And actually, there was like an Anthropic guy there. There was a Thinking Machines guy there. There's an Nvidia guy there, a Meta guy. So it's like somebody from all the companies just said, "Hey, what the fuck is the deal with all this safety shit? Like, everybody's making models. China's making models. Doesn't matter if one of you makes a safe model under any definition if everybody else just doesn't give a shit. So what's the point?" And Keller said, well, I mean, if these models are going to be used by businesses, they have to be aligned, they have to be safe in some sense in order to be useful. So I said, oh, well, that's a product issue, not a we're saving humanity safety issue, right? He says, yeah. Like, okay, cool. That I'll buy, right? And if you have to answer that at least. Where's the branch? 32. What the fuck? Too many metrics, my guys. What is this trolling, dude? Am I being trolled? One is the leaderboard. Validation error. Nope. Builder.instance.spawn count. This is why I never touch this repo, man. I really want to help these guys, but it's like every time I open it, it's half a dozen errors and slower than last time. No, this isn't PyTorch. It's a pretty cool environment and like a cool project, but it's just like so many bugs. Where is it? See if they've updated the graphics. It's this thing. It's a cool project. It's just buggy and an order of magnitude too slow right now. can try to figure this one out in the meantime. About this. Oh yeah, so this is a kind of a fun plot, guys. This is the default like flat network. So it turns out you can actually do pretty well without like any sort of network structure at all. Makes you wonder. Not leak email. A worse version of neural MMO. It's different, but at the moment it's just slow. No, flat is in no conv encoder convert. Still has the same recurrent cells. What happens if I set this to 32? Lower. Expected. $700K per amps, dude, yeah. I don't know, let's see what it is. But like, it's found on other stuff. Yeah, this has the synchronizers back in it, so this is correct. hell? The Oh geez. Yeah, so this env apparently just like actually does worse until you run it for 1,000,000,000 steps. Lovely. Jeez. I'm trying to think if there's literally anything I can even do to help them. Maybe. I guess I can at least try default some. Hey, bet. I'm just gonna wait for a little bit and to see if these guys come up with anything. But if not, like, there's not much I can do to help them. I guess with this speed, I can actually still do something. But this 80% end bound is just like... What's that mean? Maybe I get this to run 500k if we're lucky on a puffer box. No, Convert, the problem is not 300k. The problem is 300k with 16 cores. You see? So I can't scale it for them. Because the 6 GPU box has 32 cores. Solution to bottleneck. Everything C. Yeah, this is a C++ env. It's just really unoptimized. This is why I tell people to not write C++. It's really easy to write bad C++. Like, C much more puts it in your face when you're writing stupid slow code. This is not pixels, bet. This is literally state. Why not evaluate less often? Because this is what gathers the data. So this is RL. So in order to gather the data for training, you run eval. Maybe I should call this rollout instead of evaluate. But yeah, this is where your data comes from. So, the env is just slow. And pretty much whenever your env is slow on like something like this, it's a grid world type thing, it's a pure engineering failure. Because there's no excuse for it to be this slow. Dude, it doesn't matter if I profile this environment, because it's so much code, like, I can't help them. I think it was like at least 14,000 the last time I checked. It should be like 3. It's this. It probably has... I mean, realistically, this is probably less complex than neural MMO, right? Maybe about the same, I don't know. It feels more arbitrary in a sense, because, like, it's pretty much like a clear-cut, exponentially spaced exploration problem, more than anything. There's definitely, depending on the configuration, there's a room to introduce a lot more artificial difficulty, but then there are also configurations of this that let you do some pretty cool experiments in science. Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend messing with it, bet. You're not gonna have fun. I think it was just a PR. No, they just PR'd a binding. I'm not gonna let them PR 14k lines. Future EMs are... Dude, EMs are not the bottleneck if you write code that doesn't suck. Why are environments gonna be the bottleneck in the future of Puffer? Like, I wrote brain-dead stupid code and Neural MMO runs 1.5 million steps per second per core. speed of light. I don't think it'll be that optimized by then. I am actually kind of thinking about that, though, Convert. Is like, I mean, speed of light is just basically, can you get 100 MFU? Really the physics. May as well do 3.0 to 4.0. Current change. But that's what we already do, man. We're already redoing M's and C. Like, we're already... Like, fine. Strong arm Elon into getting Riot. Eh. I'd still need to have, we'd have to scale some stuff. Training on League would be pretty awesome. What is the... Oh, I missed some messages. Hang on. Tonic... What is the true bottleneck? For Puffer at the moment, it's mostly just like overhead of small fiddly operations and then some stuff with vectorization. I'm aiming to resolve it for the most part in 4.0. It's just a lot of like a lot of low-level dev. I think we should be able to hit 10 million steps per second, though. I think I'm going to take another look at CUDA graphs as well. To clean, I can't clean this up bad. I'd have to rewrite it. It would take me less time to rewrite it than to try to understand their code. Glory to the puffer. Huh? You made some reply to the Carmack? Rust bindings. Yeah, you can totally do Rust if you want. I just don't. Because I had to pick a language, right, to do all of our default environments in, and I chose C. Rust doesn't really give you very much for SimDev. Like, memory safety in this case is kind of a joke. And it just kind of gets in your way. So it's not really like, if you like Rust, I guess you could add bindings and you could keep stuff performant. There's just not really a big need to. I really do not like Rust. It's just like, why? Why should I complicate the way that I write code to get memory safety, which is a feature that I don't want, and also make compile times longer? Like, it's not going to be faster than the C code because it's Rust. Like, you can make the C code faster in several languages by doing SIMD and by doing, like, any sorts of optimizations, but like, realistically, we're not bottlenecked by simulation speed on almost any of our environments. We are bottlenecked by vectorization overhead, which I'm fixing in 4.0. We are bottlenecked by some host device transfer stuff, which I'm at least mitigating in 4.0. We're bottlenecked by CUDA launch kernels, which I have already mitigated in 4.0, but probably we're going to have to do CUDA graphs or like something else or more kernel fusions. There are a number of issues, none of which Rust solves. Find it more elegant? I find C so much nicer. It's just such an easy, simple language. Like, I can literally show my C environment code to any first-year undergrad in CS, and they'll understand it. Like, once they've taken their first systems course, they will understand my code. Heck, they'll understand my code better than they'll understand the stuff in their textbook. It's just that simple. And you can write, like, an entire, cutting-edge RL sim in exactly that style. It's just so refreshing. No, Rust isn't faster than C. It can get to be about the same speed as C. About it. I don't know, Rust kind of reminds me of Arch, where it's like a community of people that really care about tech that are focusing on entirely the wrong thing. Like Arch being a rolling distro for God knows what reason, and then Rust like deciding that memory safety is the source of all evils. Or secure? No. I will say I actually think Arch is if you are new, like if you just start new to Linux, for instance, playing around with a few distros is a great way to learn just some basics, just command line basics, bunch of utilities, how to figure things out, right? A little bit about package management. It's a great thing to play with. And then eventually one day, you'll do an update without checking what's in it. You'll brick your system and you'll say, oh, that was dumb. Why the fuck did I have a rolling distro? The rite of passage. Uh, yeah, and the price of that is it gets in your way of it gets in the way of the code you're writing. I'd way rather just turn on address sanitizer while I'm developing, write really simple code, have my compiler, which is still fast, um, tell me where there are out of bounds writes or, leaking memory or anything like that, fix it, see that the compile is clean or the run of the compile is clean, and then there you go. I can just compile it without that stuff on, and I have a fast build of simple code. Especially in RL, like simplicity is so important, and C is such a simple language. It's just such a nice pairing. Honestly, though, I can build a ton of stuff in C, and it's so chill. Like I built a whole visualizer. Like you'll see this constellation visualizer I'm releasing in 4.0. Like a full, a full visual, like a full multi-thousand experiment dashboard with a ton of features and things for understanding lots of data. I wrote it in C, and it was like the same amount of code that it took me to write it in Python, pretty much. Actually, honestly, a good chunk of it was easier in C. There were a couple rough spots, but they generally felt better because I had like more ways to fix them, whereas in Python it was me just figuring out why the fuck the dumb library I was using didn't work. Alright, I have this thing ready. This works. I mean, I had an Arch setup. I ran it for like 4 years. I spent a whole bunch of time like fiddling with and configuring things. There. Literally my high school website. Look at this thing. This was so dumb. I ran it in VirtualBox. This I was totally wrong about. Yeah, this was totally wrong. These are all true. This is running NetHack, the Arch thing, and random other stuff. Also Mixer. Literally running NetHack though. Like 17 probably at this time. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it though, guys. Because I thought I was gonna do some other stuff, but I thought, oh yeah, I have put this off for a while, I'll go like do some stuff, but as usual, it's broken. So At least I got it into 4.0, so we can start doing stuff with it. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do, and I'll just chill. I think I'll just go chill for the rest of it. I haven't watched it yet, FBR. I'm probably gonna watch it on stream tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna just take some rest tonight, and then tomorrow we will get back to optimization. But we're not gonna do kernel stuff tomorrow. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get the vectorization to be in a good spot. And I'm gonna actually understand threading correctly. Like, surprisingly, I've never had to do threading because of all the Python dev. Like, threads in Python are kind of a joke. Ton of multiprocessing, never done threading, though. So there's some different synchronization primitives to look at. Not that complicated. We'll do that tomorrow, and then I think on Thanksgiving, for Thanksgiving, I'm going to stream TinyGrad. And we're going to take a look at TinyGrad. I'm going to try to write some stuff, and we're going to see how it goes. That's the plan. I don't know. The client stuff and then like all the C++ and the CUDA just exhaust me. So I'm gonna get some rest. I'll do my last bench set real quick though first. I'll answer any quick questions. I was super lazy today, but I gotta at the very least get my bench sets in on Tuesday. Well, that's 210 for 3 sets of 8 today. That's something at least. Buy more GPUs and bench those. You know, honestly, if TinyGrad actually solves all my problems, I think I'm gonna just have to buy one of their, Yeah, I think I'll have to buy one of these just on principle. If they actually fix all my problems. I'd be very surprised. Hey, Dan. I was considering getting one of these anyways. How did you hear about... Yeah. The tiny boxes are literally right there. You see the 2 white boxes? And then beneath them are all the single GPU desktops. The brown and black boxes, those are just the cardboard boxes for the desktops if I have to move them. Finagling with own server. Red Ripper. Yeah, you can save money by building, if you want to save money, you can save money by building it yourself. It's actually kind of hard. You kind of need to know what you're doing for, like, many GPU builds like that. It's not worth my time to build it myself, though, dude. I just order them. Well, that's what I thought, and then I ended up spending 3 days fighting with, each of them had one bad power cable that I had to replace. That drove me nuts. But I bought the refurbs. I bought, like, the refurb V1s because I wanted 6x 4090s instead of 4x 5090s. So, yeah. Box 6 is back? Dude, I told you Box 6 is back. Yeah, it's there, dude. I had to do it over at Op for Tiny Box. Yeah, honestly, the thing that I made a mistake on is I should have just gotten the Pro one. The form factor of the Tiny Box, it sounds like a great idea, but it's really not. The Pro form factor is way better. Wait, they got this down to 10,000? The fuck? Oh, are these cheaper cards? Or are these like... Oh, this is 4X RTX 7090. Wait, RX 970. Good cards. Oh, no, those are cheap cards. Yeah, okay. Nah. Yeah, I don't... The form factor for me is like... This is just better. I don't need the VRAM. But I don't want to deal with AMD either. Unless we end up using TinyGrad, and then yay. But I think, honestly, from a business perspective, like, TinyGrad would have to be way better than PyTorch, because then I basically have to sell clients on, like, it's gonna be in TinyGrad, trust me, right? It's a way harder sell. This looks nice, though. And I got a rack. You see behind me? I think you can see it right. It's like right behind the posts here. There is a rack back there. I have a full rack in my room, so I can add it. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I don't sell my work to non-technical people, right? Like where Puffer is now, I don't try to convince people that they need RL. It's just like my clients are people who know that they want RL or know that they want custom sims, and then I'm the best place to come for it, right? That's how the business works. Speaking of which, the last thing I'll mention here is we did launch one product today. I wish I could show you on here, because it doesn't actually let me show you. Maybe it does here. Yeah, so we added a subscription. It's a $200 sub. It's for businesses. It's not for individuals. No, I'm not trying to monetize any of my contributors or any of my viewers or anything like that. This is for businesses. And it just gives you access to a subscriber-only DM chat. So the idea is that you can get entry-level support for $200 a month instead of for minimum $10,000 a month. So this is an experiment. We're going to see if people like it. We're going to see if we get a few companies signed up. Yeah. And I figure it's like a nice option as well for companies that have like used our services and don't want to have like a really big ongoing contract. Just get like a few messages here and there as well. Oh. We'll see how this goes. This is experimental, right? If we start getting companies signed up and then some of them will start wanting like more dedicated services based on the advice they get there, then I'll keep this and this will be great. If we only get a couple people to sign up and they take way too much of my time, then we'll just we'll refund like whatever the current month portion is, and we'll like say, you know what, actually we need to have bigger support packages than that. But I think that this could work, and I think this would just be a really nice entry point, because frankly, I don't think we're going to offer the $10,000 priority packages for much longer. We're really looking to sign larger custom simulation deals at this point, and for the amount of time that it takes me and the amount of my focus that it takes away from open source to be signing like a 10K priority deal, I'd rather just not make 10K and have more time and like have more focus. So, well, I figured that this would just be like a nice little entry point. Hey, AB. Feel like I remember seeing a CSAIL email when you were defending. Keep up the good work. Thank you. It's been a completely different experience since graduating, man. It's RL has gone so far now, and it's mainly because I have not had the constraints I had in academia. And I can do as much engineering as I need to do without having paper constraints. I think pretty much another year or two, and we should be, like, the field should be set. Like, it will just work out of the box for pretty decently complex problems across a wide range of topics. Kinvert Softmax develops that meta environment. So I've done some stuff around the project there. Sutton and Carmack doing actual things with RL. Yeah, they are, bet. I disagree very heavily with their approach. I think that if Carmack took the approach that I'm taking right now with Puffer, he would just run over me completely. But the fact that it's Sutton and Carmack, and it's not like those two in one person, means that they're not taking the approach that I'm taking. And, if nobody else is going to do it, I'm going to do it. Carmack's awesome, of course. I think the proudest thing I have on Twitter is that he retweeted my programming in ML article and said that it was good advice. Yeah, they actually put out some cool stuff. That they released some code too. They did like the playing Atari with a physical joystick. Mm-hmm. I was just kind of killing some time here to see if I heard back from either of the softmax guys. No biggie. We'll see if there's anything tomorrow. I'm gonna call it so I can just get some rest. Felt kind of burnt out. Need to recharge a bit because tomorrow we have a lot to do. I want to be fresh for the vectorization tomorrow. That's gonna be kind of hard. We're gonna try to do a threaded environment vectorization with double buffering, and the big one is gonna be buffered host device transfers and device host transfers of actions. A lot of buffering. For anyone who's new around here, my stuff's all here. It's all open source. Puffer.ai. Feed this Puffer a star. He likes stars. It helps me out a lot. Right here. If you want to get involved, we got a Discord. It's discord.gg/puffer. And you can follow me on X for more content. I'm gonna get some rest.